right. Yanko phone lines. Na member of Parliament for Boem constituency and Ninkomo. The Honourable Kofi Adams, Abekame, sir, and Opaya, Yedin Komo, meba. Yebedi San Komo, but Yendi NDC Komo. Because NDC Komo, I don't know how Yejina Abanus, but Senior, good morning.
Minia.
Na Mbom Zizano pay.
Well, Yamidi Neswache and Theodinda Sebeman.
Hey, who's NDC, MPC, more church, pieces on the internet. Who says Samuel Kujata, Black White Troby, who says Zanata Troby, who said, Baby, natural pieces. I know why I'm when you have them, I find them open, I'm church razor.
Well, we and some Johnny Ping into winning near AC, Ewa Nano Fida, Rashebi Jim. Na assembly AC wɔ hɔ no ne nya asɛm a ɛfa jazz mmarahyɛbadwa jim nkwa ade a affect ɔman ni nyinaa egi akwakɔyɛ asɛm a ebinom afa mo kra ayɛ te sɛ ɔmo edi dem you can't even write ebinom so eyi ɔmo writing skills epie a ɔmo kyerɛ nea ɛha wɔn so a mix of two. Ebinom uchro, ebinom so ayo mwajin se omutimi heden enkasa ewo sa asem na isi. So it's allowed. Bibi says here, people will vent, people will attack. Ubia beka from ne angle because asema enyasema eyede to cut a long story short and enyasema eyede. So we have to try to assuage ebinom mu pain. Ebinom so will try to explain their way out. Then to be able to prepare for a tomorrow. And Sancho here for good and for bad in both ways. Whatever it is, BB say Pia, you should expect near you.
Opani more traitors, Mumu. More betrayers, Mumu, as minority caucus.
Say, who pick issue by issue? Na say, yaka say, amanyoku NDC. Ana amanyoku biya ebe kase, okay, yejina amanyoku nidimu, ela yede kwa koji adiebi. For example, obi biara our parliament says here, your friend NDC member of parliament. Wamba parliament as independent. And nuntina e kudru mribi na se uye bibia party no any India party no to me then EU free party. Now EU free party dia it means we sit in so you will lose the seat as per the interpretation former speaker Michael Kwe Edema. The MPP letter now mutual Eddie Breno on the current second deputy speaker. No, the party neka say unka bioma for one stated reason of the indiscipline and away our party far through the processes are still anchor and you are removed as a member. You lose your status as an MP. Say one parliament as independent. So, on that score, the party no kase adie yen say na obia amma either publicly ana wanchoro bibia amfa nkoma party mpenifo no ana donkuma yewo parliament wono yedika omma mudi yenim a omuhwe bibia so no so wanchoro bibia amfa nkoma say me die me ni party no enya adwen for ABCD reasons. Because constituency na mi free bano say na party for no eka say ye enti minimum de me nya ni amuka once asade na ma and at the end of the day ni a party no kan ye no ankoba no sa in terms of votes epie ye no then you are right in saying say ye wo nkofo a omo betray party no ana behaved in a manner you can describe as being traitorous because the party had a position the position ya ankasa entia. The leadership communicated this position to us. Ubia ankasa entia. Na say at the end of the day, yen koto swaba na abatuo no ekopie the way a epie ya. Then it can only be say will be described in that manner. We can't take it away from that person.
It brings about a very, thin line between the interests of the constituents and the interests of the party, and maybe the interests of the nation. Because you member of parliament are representative of constituents. Not yet the bill be about parliament. The people in the Boem constituency feel say that bill, when passed, will help them. Maybe the population size of a constituency, baby na ayamba, baby na ay widows. I didn't baby air by be favor woman. And your party says, say, Sabiel no, Kutiano, vote against that bill. At what point do you choose between the people who voted you into a parliament? No, sir, there are floating voters. No, sir, there are people on the other side who could have voted for you because of your personality as Kofi Adams. How do you choose?
Well, Medase, it's it's so difficult to do polling. Very difficult. In past, we polling close to accurate. Because sometimes, in so it becomes difficult in the course of the term of an elected officer to know the views of the constituents beyond a party stated positions. But also, yet distinguish between a policy issue. In some a policy anti-party identify in be already associated with party to remember out say on this issue this is how our policy is intended to. For example, party now say as a policy issue you impel life size government. That's the position of party. Say you impel abaya appointees also dodo. And a quabia ye binyano or say ye say ye betting the size of government the better so. Our presumptive leader, for example, is just John Dramani Mahama. Also, Ababontia Beka, he had even elevated the conversation. On what I say, Ghana for ye na dom, say NDC for two abandonment, a flag bearer. Not Ghana for ye na dom or beye mampinia. From 2025, so this become a policy issue. Our party, associated with. So it is no longer a matter of.
Honorable, I'm saying, Homano, a woman at Tiko Kakra, meaning so, drive it there, but a woman a Homane call from Kakra. Well, Homano, I don't know if Honorable is on the road I walk because I would have asked him, say, on this same issue here you're discussing, you fancy Katie Hammond, Minister War Chrono. Boem, Honorable, Homano, so. All right. Boem constituency for if he says Katie Hammond be a minister, they will benefit in terms of certain infrastructural projects. And so they want Katie to become a minister.
It's about the entire country with the parties, one district, one factory project. Okay. So if Katie Hammond is supposed to be trade minister, we all stand to benefit. Mebwa. We all stand to benefit because of role of play to make sure.
Senior, welcome back. I'm say unam question you lose kakra. Let me be that question we say enti o constituents. I catch that we say Katie Hammond show mo boss wo be minister. One district, one factory, you know, on the company be in Komoa, one will set up a Juma or Honma, and into it will benefit over 2,000 members of your constituency. And into Oma Katia Kofi Adams to say, we want Katie Hammond to become a minister. Who would you choose? Your party or them?
As a party and a person, Yenka say ye trade minister. Ye trade minister. Ye agric minister. Ben ya can say one. Wofa ministries na ewo hwa. Yetumu eka ebi ebom. For example, local government ministry. Yenim ne dada no. Not sanitation any bibia eshe local government asset. In the Yabeti local government ministry, ye sanitation are creating as a separate ministry. Yewo substantive minister for local government. Onoye dan koku betwe. Enti edia ejuma na ewo local government ministry yate so. Honorable dan koku betwe ontumi yenti or say yes appointee obi as Minister of State at the presidency responsible for local government.
And so Anya Montokwai, and far a year and penny phone saying who.
Ose,
Sanya Montokwai, and fan penny force in Siena, Muslim Passy or Musan form.
No, we are not against some penny for ya, yes, a young person, but we were using them for the president or responsible for creating merging ministries. You say, betu anamobi, obetu anamo ebem nipa no dudu no ebete so. So the proposals are the Breadia and say, look, it is possible. Say ministries of fisheries and aquaculture, any agric, ebeba beye bako. It is possible. Say communication and information, ebeba beye bako. It is possible. Say transport and railway, no. So there are a lot of sanitation and water resources, you know. Yenfa sanitation, you know, enfa come back to local government. Now yenfa water resources, you know, and come back to works and housing. Utu sa na mona the size of government, and so we are not saying we shouldn't have a trade minister, a trade and industry minister, and now a minister obey responsible for agric. Say Yenku Agric Ministry. Obiankasa. So that promise can still be delivered in a lean government. That is the position Anayeka.
And see, sir, if you had succeeded in not passing these 6 nominees here, then what would have happened? So one year against Yenfan say the collapse of the trade ministry, agric ministry. What would have happened?
Currently, I can say there's a minister responsible for trade. I can say the minister for fisheries and aquaculture is responsible for agric. And the women ministries in Bioma in the same way, Nipano etumi managing it this time. No, once constitutionally and legally, what for a crime so any ministry, no, any share ubinsa directly and legally speaking, no. And the person what would have happened? Mampeni share the existing ministers in me. Now one man responsible for others. You can merge ministries and the same number of ministers are who want to say say omu need competences to handle your new merged ministry, sir. Then you can ask some of them, say, Omunko fie. Now, one fa obia, we are convinced, say, Onu the capacity to handle the merged ministries, you know, that was our position.
So let's, given your position, say, let's hypothetically have a conversation, say, Mom passes 60. I'm a friend is saying, one more caretaker minister, see, and other than substantive ministers or more, Yameji or more. In terms of the issue about savings, government size, and expenditure, it would have been just 6 individuals or more free more. One market ya and a year free more. Some allowances and credible more and a year free more. But the entire ministry, no, What still exists? I was here, Tianko Foka. And
it will exist as a ministry with certain structures being off. Inyama bebre and ebeko off. Inyama bebre beko off. And yet just the minister na ebeko off. Minister no ko offer. All many other related items be beko off. The special assistance, the domestic care, the various programs. Yeah, maybe ministry or the PRO, ministry or this one, ministry or separate public relations department. You now have just one. So those other persons, you don't want to make other productive areas. Other things that will add to the productivity of Omaino.
now, NDC, we are united.
Well, we are very united. The NDC is united.
Really?
We are united. The fact say, ye koto aba ebinumu etuko in another way nature say NDC ye united. Why? Say no dia parties bebre ye to aba etumiko ene enye speaker no the candidate NDC side ye na ye propose speaker Bagbin. Now so votes as speaker Bagbin Eddie Winnie ya obey speaker no and also saying the NDC side of the house. That didn't mean say the MPP was not united because Ebinum Ebetuma the candidate NDC side na nominated here. So it happens. That have happened. Nyenya say mpenifo yebetinase ayen hwehwemu. I say again nema saade ebaye. Ade a yebetumi etu ho anamo aye ho bibi. Ade a asotwen na ebeye ejuma. Ade a ye na ye mfumsu bi enti na eba saa a wo say ye ho bibi. Ana ade a nipa no ne suban na oyi kire. So the processes are yebefa to deal with such an occurrence no ene hia. Whether it should be solved through punishment, whether it will be solved through arbitration and understanding, whether or say yes solving through apology and so on and so forth. And I will say thoughts.
There's a school of thought actually say the party doesn't respect more members of parliament, and this is the reason behind that school of thought. One more name. One more say one. Ye changing more leadership. Yan fremo as a minority group anymore in Ninkomo. Two, more say even this decision on these ministers. Party no and a true krata and the tomb from emo and on from emo. And it amounts to a disrespect for members of parliament. Do you share that view?
Well, I won't share that view because even in the issue of change of leadership, maybe I make say constituting a fresh leadership processes are ubefa and they are constituting fresh leadership different from changing. Sami it is a coach befa the team, for example, Black Stars are a quite a faso the assemble team no different from abra yebo match no so we say we substitution abra yebo match no be different. Time who compose the team no time who the first 11 now no the levels of consultations different from who be substitution. So you cannot use the midterm changes processes and compare to Ekwaya ye faso ediyi mpenifono initially. Two, there are issues of time, no so timing of decision and what have you. This very current release na APA free party on the nominees no enya dia party mpenifon kwa no mutena ho efa saadwe no. Indeed, the parliamentary leadership and other leadership within the party no eka ho. The draft for that release was worked on by leadership of parliament and some party senior officials. The only thing is in such a matter obi a who to me when it comes to policy directive issues, obi a who to me say ordinance sabesias general secretary and maybe the leader as it is now, the national chairman. The minority leader and to me and Kasama party as a party because parliament is a subset of the party. So now ye bobo who able to agreement say this is what we want done. Nipa also ordinance secretary the general secretary. And the ordinance secretary say babontia. For some of us na young leadership your bedroom say, oh, that was the first time that is happening. But our leaders, as minority leaders, Obia Amba may complain, say, young consultant, they are not happy about that letter that came out in terms of the party position on the nominees now. They were not happy about it. The letter was supposed to come out immediately before the vetting. Now vetting because on a Monday. Parliament don't sit on Monday. Now say after the meeting, Kratano Beba Abonti. So the party together with the leadership took the right decision. So anyone who argues on those lines has not consulted the leadership on one or the ordinary doing aircap. One consulted even the leadership of the caucus to find out. But before Awubeka Sano, one Kasansu way in Penifua, Omuda caucus Nano, you must find out from them. Say, what brought about this letter? Unfortunately, it's like when we elect leaders, we must also you cannot have leaders and still want to lead them. You can't have a minority leader or minority leadership and feel say in every discussion they have to fully come back before even arriving at a decision that Omotu said is a positive decision. So I also disagree with people on that score.
My final one, I am a general secretary. Since Saturday, and Osha says we will name me one more to honor the name the source of evidence, But the who's a man for a co boot, or mutual pictures, some move vote to a mutual video, some move vote to. And all the twin status, more man betrayed the cause of the NDC and is naming and naming and naming. Is that the right course at this time for the NDC?
Question here will be saying it's Nanoye thing. Is that the right course? Naming and shaming one way of solving a problem. Be sure say Wujitum say Obiye Bibia na ye come wasem ye mo bi say na waye papa ana eya ye boni. A way of solving a problem. So, in the understanding of the general secretary, say, minya omwa omukoye bonini dia, ena menya omwa papa dia, ma membo omwa about. So, in other words, he is only praising those that have come to his knowledge. Say, ni apati nuka say omuye no omuyeye. He's only praising. To say, media awards. Now the award be a movie say, oh, journalist, say. You are only trying to honor something that was good. It doesn't mean say, onunkwana oye nipa why within the media space.
The problem with it is say, for instance, I know I had more than 5 MPs on my frame on this particular matter. They know say they voted in the direction of
maybe that point also.
Good.
Maybe that point also. And you will have to start from somewhere. Or more evidence very clear. It is say Yaka Bibi say okay, we want to use height. Yeah, the height and determine Bibi. And the minimum height maybe 5 feet. Obi Owa, what do when you are being said, you pay there or more than 5 feet? You just say, oh, koha. Who we are, or more, are way closer to 5 feet, a little 5 feet, or say, what another measurement. Any here. So the General Secretary is plucking the low-hanging fruits. Oh, yeah, low-hanging fruits now. Or beba fruits no so a bit higher. Or more friend we say, oh, yes, we are to. Now, this is the other evidence that we have. So we will, for example, the minority chief whip, maybe Okotu, maybe the example.
Yeah.
Okotu, he didn't take a picture. Who will say the minority chief whip, Anton the way apart in the pay, knowing his position about this issue right from day one. You want to say minority leader, maybe Okoto for you. Who say minority leader Anto Abano Anko the way apart in the pay, knowing his position from the 30 and all the debates in your echoes.
So just because one more leaders in one more there automatically it is assumed by virtue of what they have said and they'll go and do the right thing. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm suggesting so. In the same vein, also, they are not in leadership, and everybody knows their position. And we or more video, they will surely move to the next level to begin to find out about others. And I believe, at the end of the day, it may not be the best of process, but in the circumstance, they have started it. Or to its logical conclusion. Or Jain says, you will leave others who may have done the right thing also hanging. Because he has started. When you started here, he has to complete. If you ask me, I would have loved obey investigation almost all the 98 plus are the right thing before putting it out. I would have adapted that process. But now adapting, so you cannot fault him. I will not fault him, even though it may not be the best. But you cannot fault him.
But what who Alhassan El Suhini the write up now? He said, "I'm going to be a church. Oh, the write up now."
Me who write ups be
Yo, Suhini write up no. Suhini write up no hinimu no. What say? One show a picture be a chess will vote to say, and as one vote to say, he is not going to prove with any evidence, but he knows to say he went to vote according to the party's rules. In
that same right type, Ube say he is telling you say Otoye, because according to him, Okojina now on the phone.
But he is one of the people are alleging say went against the party's.
Yeah, or say Okojina Hono, who said after taking the ballot, he went back to his seat and took a phone so he could take a shot of it. So, near party near expect say Ubeya. I don't think that you would have struggled to go back and go and take the entry. In that same write-up, Oka say on Kano, he was indirectly trying to absolve himself. But the truth of the matter, and he say, everybody has a choice. Obi wa on pese obekwa koha no hunti me evidence enunye monya no forensic audit na mo say ye no kra na ye no kra. Obi so beka say emfa me ho I want my conscience to be a judge and I won't present any evidence. We have that. So he's not wrong from choosing that position. Say many no cry and come in chro bibia cry me chro so that I will leave it for the judgment of the people.
Senior, and I pay me do say Ojimbo na me edin komo.
So then we are in a very difficult time. Adia Bakwa me say no bia nkoka say because of NDC as a corporate body no has disappointed Ghanaians. NDC has not disappointed Ghanaians or anything. Maybe some members of parliament, some of us have even disappointed the caucus, the minority caucus, and by extension, no, you are disappointed NDC. The NDC stands by the position say Abaino no too much. Something can be done about the size of government. But the solution to all these problems, any amendment to the provision of how we vote in parliament, say you're introducing electronic voting system, which even say a secret, we will capture how everybody votes, so that one day, 3 months, 2 months, 5 months after, it can be made a public document for anybody mandated to want to look into how each caucus voted, can easily check on this. Or we should make our voting public, like it's done in America. Say this member of parliament voted this way, that one voted that way, this one voted that way. Now, transparency, accountability, and everything. Now, you have got through these difficulties.
Na me dwene bibi ho a me sere se o. Na me ni Kofi Adams ye tun se di. Ye we ba yire bom, ye di fufuo bom. Ne ye do be ye minister. Na me na me ye minority leader. Na me bisa question more den na kan say, "Hey Same, una bisa me question we say." Na obi anim say it's obvious say me no yet say. Na me kwhye box mu a because me a minority leader and it's assumed say oh me young Kobrebo Kofi Adams went to manage him person as minister. But anyway, that's for us to ponder upon. But
that is you are saying that is for us to ponder. But every leader, especially when you are a leader who have just been selected, you also want to make sure that you prove a point. Also, okoye abayin penyi anka upe. So ekwambia ube faso ama upati so aba power you want to move on that tangent.
But that's the person I saw General meeting.
That's a